Biafrans, I greet una well. Una really try. Yes. I believe say most of us still they celebrate over this wonderful victory. Yes, I believe so. But before we continue celebrating, there is this man that's worth more celebrated than anything else. This man is so dearly, this man is so special to we the Biafrans for the role that he played concerning this case of Matsanga Simon Ekpa and the Finland/Nigeria government. Believe me, the role that this man played is what that triggered the interest of the United Nations. This man called Dr. Matsanga Nkoche. This man, in fact, when Biafra comes, this man's status will be built in the front of Biafra Asorok. Believe that for me, because this man, what he stands for the people of Biafra is what every other African prominent man is afraid for. But this man stood firm. Do you know what it is to counter terrorism charge and made it happen? Man, it's not an easy task, but this man made it happen. It's for the sake of this man that made Finland to think otherwise, because if Finland fail to give us the victory, they are going to pay dearly. That is why this man stepped in and everything worked in accordance. Biafrans, come and listen to this man and hear what this man said over the victory of Simon Ekpa. It's not an easy. In fact, an applause to this man. An applause to this man. This man done a wonderful job. Biafrans, celebrate this man for me. But let's hear from him before we celebrate him. It was celebrated. Enjoy this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. For the last 3 weeks, we have labored to bring out evidence that shows that the laws of red flag, as enshrined in the European Court of Human Rights and the Convention, were violated. I have done my best to research, to bring technical evidence to show that these laws were violated by the Finnish government in terms of collection of intelligence, in terms of corroboration of intelligence, in terms of giving the proper picture, the version, what happened. It is for this matter that today, as I speak to you, our concluding remarks seek for acquittal. We are placed in evidence for acquittal. Whatever happens out of this court, some of us have already moved on our own as interested parties to the court in Strasbourg. We shall move. If any judge does not listen to the principles of red flag laws that govern Europe, then I will walk out with Mr. Simon, find a way out to go back to Finland. We shall win the case. We have hope that justice will be done in this court. We have hope that justice will come. We have done our best as a volunteer of the voiceless across the world. I have no regrets for what I have done for these people, for the people of Biafra, the people of southeast of Nigeria, over 100 million people marginalized, slaughtered day in, day out by terrorists, jihadists, ISIS, slaughtering Christians, while people drink, relax, enjoy, and share wealth of oil that comes from the same Christian homes. It is sad. And I don't know why elders like Obasanjo cannot stand up in Africa and speak their minds. If they fear to speak, for us we shall speak our minds. This continent needs better people, better country, better generations, so that we leave it as we go towards the Maker. One day, we leave it for the better generation, and the generation will find some peace in it. I want to thank all of you who have supported us in this case, technical, and I want to pass one word that the world, especially Africa, needs people like Oraro Tunu. Oraro Tunu, the Ugandan diplomat, a very great guy, a man who loves human rights. He hates human rights abuses, a man who can bring back Africa, a man who can bring back the world. Multilateralism is dead. Every connection center is dead. Vote for Oraro Tunu. Meanwhile, let me begin on that journey. I will brief you more on the situation of ICC and other things like International Criminal Court that I see people talking about. We have to be very careful and understand now. I know this court better than anyone else who pretends to know it now. I know it and I know how it operates. Americans used it to harass Africans at that time, to police Africans. Reinberg and other people used it in Kenya to do so. They used it in Bashir's case. They used it in Libyan case. They used it in Central African case. They used it in Babgo versus Quatara. They have used it in the DRC Congo, Thomas Rubanga, Bemba, Pierre Bembo. They have used it in several places in Uganda. We found a mistake. And for us Ugandans, I want to thank President Museveni. We corrected it. We rejected ICC intervention and I corrected the mess ourselves. I want to say, take my policy, use my policy. A redemption strategy is the best way. Matsanga's redemption strategy can make Africa. If you bring in Oraro Tunu, the world will have peace, will have no human rights abuses. There will be a determined United Nations. He's the only one who can unite the United Nations today because it is separated. 2 countries versus 3. Says unite the United Nations Security Council back by voting Oraro Tunu. And let's hope the court in Finland, here now, where I am, will free Simon Ekpa. If it doesn't, I have other medicines to go ahead until I free him. Thank you. God bless you.
Biafrans all over the world, freedom at last. We will be victorious. I want to also appreciate you and all of you that are watching, that will be watching later, and thank you for what you do every single day when I drop my videos. More so, I want to use this wonderful opportunity to appreciate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our supreme leader, the leader of over 90 million Biafrans all over the world. I want to appreciate you, and I want to also appreciate Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafran government. And more so, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Her Excellency Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, the Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra. I want to appreciate you, and more so, I want to also use this opportunity to appreciate and thank David Dr. Matsanga, who at the end of the day made us proud. A man that decided to fight for his own brothers and fight for Africans all over the world. Thank you so much, Dr. David Matsanga, for what you do for your people. It is not easy, but we've seen that indeed you are a legend. Thank you so much. So Biafrans, yesterday, Biafrans were really happy. Why? Because Simon has defeated Nigeria in Finnish courts and defeated Finland in their own courts. You know why? The first case that they did, I told you people, anything I tell on here in Asoibi, they bribed them. They gave them money. They bribed Finland. They gave them money. They bullied our prime minister. They bullied him. He was bullied. The first court hearing. and they gave him 6 years sentence for committing no offense, for committing no crime. So they wasted 2 years of his life, wasted 2 years of his time, and hang terrorism on his neck. That is how Nigeria is. That is a country you want me to associate with. Nigeria is evil. Now, in all of this, Nigeria was not able to present their self or any evidence to the Finnish court. Why is this? Because they always feel that money is everything. That is how Nigeria runs their own country or government. But first of all, I want to thank God for everything. Appreciate him for what he's done for Biafrans. It's not easy. Looking at when we started, looking at the lies that they told, looking at the threats, looking at the intimidations, looking at the suppression, looking at the bribery and corruption, assassination attempts, and the rest of them. Coming from that angle of difficulties and dodging your head and losing loved ones, friends, and family, I want to thank God today for my life. So you are wonderful. You are worthy, oh Lord. My God, you are wonderful. 'Cause you are worthy, oh Lord. Jehovah, you are wonderful. You are worthy, oh Lord. My God, you are wonderful. 'Cause you are worthy, oh Lord. You are wonderful. 'Cause you are worthy, oh Lord. My God, you are wonderful. 'Cause you are worthy, oh Lord. Thank God for my life, and thank God that I came into this struggle. Thank God for having people like me. It's a pleasure for having people like me. Indeed, if you don't give me that credence, I'm going to give it to myself. Because you see, one thing about this freedom, I don't know what came up me. I don't know what took over me. I don't know. I don't know what took over me, and I came here, and when each time I come here to talk to Biafra, I say it the way it is. I don't sugarcoat, I don't lie. It is left for them to challenge me anywhere. I tell you what it is. I tell you how it is. I tell you the way it is. I don't come here to deceive or to lie to any Biafrans, and I will never do that. Not in a million years, I'm telling you the truth. But secondly, I want to appreciate this man, the late Pa Ayo Adebanjo, before I move on to our stories today. This man is a legendary. This man told us, once Tinubu becomes the president of Nigeria, forget Nigeria will be divided. Forget Nigeria will divide. Once Tinubu becomes the president of Nigeria. He never listened. But Aya Adebanjo was close to his grave. He saw the vision and he said it the way it is. And today, Tinubu has given us Biafra. Upon all the money that they spent, upon the bribery and corruption that they bribed Finland, they bribed Alexander Stubb. I don't want to mention the whole of Finland because some of the Finlandians don't know what happened. Alexander Stubb collected money. Him and Selina Selin or Saddam Selin of Finland collected huge amount of money to jail Simon Ekpa. And that has been unraveled. Yesterday in court, a lot happened when Simon was vibrating. Even the judges saw that this guy indeed was wronged. There was no Nigeria in that court. Nobody to fight for Nigeria. Nobody to stand for Nigeria. No attorney. I thought they had attorney of federation in Nigeria. None of them came to court. And what happened was the judge said, okay, we have procedures. They asked the prosecutor that they loaded with money that don't know anything about our history. It is us that will tell our story. Prime Minister represented Biafran very well. Prime Minister told the story of Biafrans. And the judges were marveled. Prime Minister would have come out yesterday. But just because of some paperwork has to be done. So they kept it is it not next week Monday or Sunday? September is next week. So they said, okay, that what happens? Prime Minister would have come out yesterday with us. He would have started coming home. But they said, okay, paperwork has to be done. You know, it's nothing to be worried about. We defeated Nigeria in Finland court. Whether they like, let them go and bribe money, let them go and pay, let them go and, you know, whatever they want to do, let them go and do. We still wait for them in other courts. We are still in ICC with them. That's for real. David Matsanga will be coming here very soon. I think in 2 days' time, he will be in London to start the legal fireworks of Matsanga and Simon Ekpa. Now, again, what I want to tell you, these Nigerian medias, listen, they have destroyed the country. Nigerian media have destroyed Nigeria. Nigerian media is they are the one that kept Nigeria the way it is. Because if people wants to come and help us, they use, you know, they come and, you know, there's a way they do this thing. They try to manage the crisis and push wrong narrative to the world. It is what the world are getting. That is what the world will act on. So this media has destroyed Nigeria. Medias. You see, Arise Television is one of the medias that has destroyed Nigeria. You see, Shewo Kibaloye, those are the medias that destroyed Nigeria. TVC is owned by the drug lord. That one is no-go area. My pain is that today, none of them were able to carry the same self-acclaimed prime minister. None of them was able to carry the news of this self-acclaimed prime minister. None of them. They could not carry the news in Finland. And it's painful. You know why it's painful? Because when they first arrested prime minister, we didn't know what happened. We didn't know what happened, to be honest. And we were asking for answers to the question that these people were putting out there. They told us prime minister is a terrorist. They said all manner of things. Channels Television was the first person to carry it. Arise was the second. TVC, they gathered over 5 people to come and call prime minister, self-acclaimed prime minister, that he denied that he's working with Biafra. He denied IPOB. He denied that he's what is he called, autopilot. He denied everything that he was asked. Today, those people cannot come back to give the same testimony. They can't come back because it did not work in their favor. That is why I told you that you see people like Ruben Abati channel, that man called Ruben Abati, that man is an idiot. You see people like that, they are the one that kept you people in that bondage. Because what is happening now, they can't put it out. Why? Because it doesn't favor them. What is happening now in Finland, or what happened yesterday, cannot be, they can't share it. Why? Because it's against them. Those are the newscasters that you'll be listening to. They will tell you, oh, Tinubu, don't mind them. They go back after making all those noise. They will still go behind and go and meet Tinubu for meetings. Today, they can't carry the news of the self-acclaimed prime minister. Have you seen the kind of country you are in? Have you seen your country called One Nigeria? That is the country some of you are fighting. Some activists are fighting to put together. I told you people one thing, and I will continue to say it, because look, my own, I know they hide my mouth talk. I don't hide. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, it is only the truth you must stand on. Where is Showore today? Where is Sahara reporters today? This is the same Sahara reporter that first reported Simon Ekpa as a terrorist. He was alleged, he was arrested for terrorism. Where are they today? That's why I don't trust him. I don't trust anything called Showore, and I will never trust him. Now today he refused. I was waiting for them to carry the news of Simon Ekpa. They did as if nothing is happening. Have you seen your country? Have you seen the country some of you are fighting for? Have you seen the country that some of you, when I finish my broadcast, will be calling me, hey, you're not supposed to insult Bianca. Bianca is a bastard, and I'll continue to say, she's an idiot. With every sense of reasoning on this earth, Bianca is idiot. She's a fool. A prostitute, a betrayer because of money. Life, they sweet you like this. But you know if you come Finland, they didn't come. They can't come. They will never come. And they refuse to report this news. That is my pain. Some of you don't know the evil that these people have done. Some of you don't know the damage control these people have done to that nation called Nigeria. They are the main originator of the destruction of that country. This Arise Television and channels, all the television, TV stations that Nigeria is controlling, they are the one, these Yoruba brown envelope people, they have destroyed Nigeria. They have destroyed Nigeria. Why would you listen to such people? Why are you going to listen to such people? From the very onset, on the 5th of this month, I told you, I am very certain that Nigeria cannot come here. Because we know the plans we have for them. Not evil. Let them come and defend their plans, their document. They will go and fabricate document. You can imagine telling Finland that the whole killing in the whole southeast is caused by Simon Ekpa. How is that possible? How? If Nigeria has not happened to you, don't pray that Nigeria should happen to you. If Nigeria has not happened to you, pray not to be a victim of Nigeria. Your Inspector General of Police, in the case that one media giant was investigating, a man was tortured to death. A man was tortured to death. What did the person do? What did the person do that they tortured him to death before other people could come and agree to their own terms and conditions to pin murder on an innocent man in Nigeria? And this thing happened to Yoruba people, and we are Igbos. But media will not carry it. They will manage it for him. Media will not carry it. Have you seen the media of this country? The way they lambast their prime minister? Have you seen the media's Fox News of America, of the BBC in US? The way they lambast President Trump. They will, even the one Trump want do, they will tell you. And they will condemn him. But Nigeria doesn't do that. Why? Because they manage crisis for Nigeria. They are the one that make Nigeria to still be in one nation. This media you see, they are terrible people. When Matsanga and Simon was talking about this media, I said, no, now. Is it not these people? Is it not, what is his name? Rufai Husseini that will come and be like,
you have heard it loud and clear. Yes, I told you that this man was celebrated. With the help of this man and the key role that he played over this case is what made the Finland to know that Nigeria is an evil country. Believe that for me. Had it been that Simon Ekpa did not win over this victory, the same thing will be played over Nnamdi Kanu. Through the help of this man, Biafra will be achieved in a peaceful manner. Believe that for me. Yes, believe that. Biafrans, be proud of who you are. We are indeed a creator from the Most High. Celebrate who you are. You were celebrated. Biafra is either Biafra or nothing. Who am I? I'm only a messenger. If you come across this video and you find it very helpful, please don't hesitate to touch a hand for subscribe button, like and turn on the notification bell, so that whenever we upload a new video like this, you'll be the first person to be notified. And in doing that, we encourage you to do more, because togetherness will make it happen. Biafra is our nation. Till next time, see you in my next video. Biafrans, I greet you now.